Glory be to the name of God. My name is Sister Jane. I come from the Tenson district. I took my first covenant on December 19th, 2022. One day, I went to a church and saw the Kreupasanam newsletter there. That was how I first came to know about Kreupasanam. I took a copy of the newsletter back to the monastery because I wanted to find out whether there was a meditation center at Kreupasanam. However, I later learned that they did not conduct meditation sessions. Still, I took my covenant and placed 6 intentions as part of my spiritual journey. Our congregation is international, but we have only one house in this country. We served in that house for 10 to 30 years, caring for around 50 children with disabilities. Unfortunately, the institution belonged to another party and they refused to officially hand it over to us. Over the years, this made it difficult for the sisters to stay or interact freely within the house. During that time, I came to Kreupasanam and made my covenant. That was my first covenant. I had been suffering from a special type of headache, sinusitis, for 12 years. My face would often swell and become distorted. After taking the covenant, I applied covenant oil to my forehead and prayed sincerely. Miraculously, the condition disappeared. Since then, apart from minor headaches when I have a cold, I haven't experienced sinusitis again. I also suffered from muscle pain for 10 years. The human body has over 600 muscles, and it felt like all of them were inflamed and painful. The other sisters would say, she has pain everywhere and cannot do any work. I couldn't even hold a pen. During my covenant, I prayed, Mother Jesus, if it is your will, please take this illness away from me. Since then, I have not taken any medication, yet I am completely healthy and active, working joyfully for the glory of God. I later renewed my covenant and entrusted the matter of the house to a trustee. At that time, the owner again refused to give us the house and told us to go to court. But I held on to Mother Mary and remained in prayer. The sisters stood united. Later, Holy Mother intervened and changed the heart of the house owner. He wrote a will of his own free will and transferred the house to us. I testified to this for the glory of God. I also prayed to receive the gift of prayer, especially for all the children. But God gave me another gift, the gift of praying for the souls in purgatory. Earlier, I used to be terrified of death. I couldn't even bring myself to sit near the body of a sister who passed away. There was a deep fear in me. But after receiving this gift, I started praying for the souls in purgatory and had many spiritual experiences. Now, if I forget to pray for someone or leave out someone's name, I may hear knocking at the door around 11:30, 12, or 1 a.m. That helps me remember the person I forgot. I apologize to them and offer prayers. I also sometimes sense when someone has passed away. Many people come there to ask for prayers for those who are bedridden or have passed away. One night, I had a dream of a man wearing a black shirt and white pants staring at me. I told him, "Why are you looking at me like that?" I said, "I'll come and do what I should do. Brother, go." That night, I felt shoulder pain and chest pain. The next morning, I asked a sister about the symptoms of a heart attack. When I went to Mass, I saw the same man from my dream pictured on a funeral banner with the words homage. He had died of a heart attack. I've had many such spiritual experiences. A sister in our community had severe health issues. She couldn't turn her neck, had varicose veins and worn knees. She could barely walk for 5 minutes. I made a vow to bring her to pray the Rosary Rally, and as part of my mission, I prayed for her healing. She completed the Rosary and now she walks and runs freely, completely healed. I testify to this in the name of God. Lastly, although we are foreign sisters, our monastery was flooded every year for 4 years starting in 2018. During the floods, we had to relocate the children and the building was severely damaged with cracks and water leakage. The health department later requested that the building be renovated. They said it was not possible to keep the children here. When this happened, I turned to Mother during the 4th mission and asked her to create a source of income for the survival of the sisters. 2 weeks after the mission, a person helped me get an opportunity to go abroad. I had also spoken on behalf of another sister who was unable to do so earlier. Both of us prepared our passports and everything was ready within a month. We are leaving for France on May 15. There has also been a lot of snake trouble in our old age home. Once a snake appeared right in front of me. One day, as I was opening the kitchen cupboard, something fell near the mixer. When I looked down, it was a viper. I stood still to prevent it from escaping, then called the other sisters. Together, we killed it. I saw a large snake again in the same place, but it was not harmed. I believe I am always under Mother's protection. After that, I took the covenant salt, sprinkled it around the area and prayed. Since then, there has been no snake trouble. We've been at the old age home for just 3 years. Before that, every 2 months, there would be a death or someone would be hospitalized. After taking the covenant, nothing like that has happened. Now, whenever anyone falls ill, we mix the covenant salt in water and give it to them to drink, recite the creed, and apply the covenant oil. Their illness disappears afterward. May the name of God, who has given us so many blessings, be glorified. As part of my missionary work, I used to visit hospitals, bus stands, and auto drivers' homes, giving them Kreupasanam newsletters. As a work of mercy, I visit the sick in homes and old age homes to console them and help financially in whatever way I can. I thank the Holy Mother and Jesus for all they have done.
Let us glorify the name of God with a joyful clap of our hands. Sister Jane, who came from Thrissur, shared powerful testimonies affirming the importance of the mission entrusted to those who enter the Kreupasanam, take the Marian covenant, and commit themselves to prayer. How many years have these sisters been serving in that house? They have been serving there for 30 years. The house, which has been active for 3 decades, is an institution dedicated to caring for children with disabilities. However, it was not originally under their name. The property was registered under a brother from another diocese. Despite all these challenges, it was the sisters who faithfully cared for and protected the house. When the institution was at risk of being taken from them, Sister Jane came to hear the Kreupasanam to take the covenant. It was then that the Mother of God herself inspired the sister to include this matter explicitly in the covenant. Later, when the covenant was renewed, she once again ensured that the assignment was clearly written. When the threat of losing the house arose again, Sister Jane testified that she walked around the entire property, sprinkling covenant salt and reciting the creed. Holding firmly to the promise in Exodus 14:14, the Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. She believed that through prayer and the intercession of the Mother of God in the Marian covenant, justice would prevail. And indeed, the Holy Mother fought for them and secured what was right. This sister stands before us today with a powerful testimony. She also shared how, during the devastating flood of 2018, the entire building was flooded and left in ruins. A new building was needed, but there were no funds. Trusting fully in the Marian covenant and placing the mission under the intercession of the Holy Mother, help came unexpectedly. Another sister, who had been miraculously healed through Marian covenant and prayers made at this place, was preparing to travel abroad and brought in the financial support needed. At that same time, Sister Jane herself was suffering from severe rheumatism. She said she couldn't even hold a pen and had to endure harsh words from the community. But we know that Jesus strengthens us through our suffering and pours out his grace. As Sister continued in prayer, all her illnesses disappeared. Didn't she say she has no health problems now? Yes, all her ailments have vanished. She is completely well. She is now able to do all the work in the community, work she once couldn't even imagine doing. She actively participates in every duty with joy and strength. In addition to being healed from 12 years of chronic sinusitis, she and the congregation received many small and great blessings in a short time through the Marian covenant, which brought them to the Kreupasanam. Though she once feared death greatly, through the grace of the covenant, she found the strength to pray and even prepare spiritually for those nearing death. Let us once again glorify the Mother of God and our Heavenly Father with a joyful clap of her hands for all the graces poured out upon this sister and the congregation through the Marian covenant.